1,000 CDC employees were just laid off, and here's what no one's saying clearly enough. These were decisions, not forced shutdown furloughs.
We acting like getting a job is so easy when there's been people that's been applying for years.
Administration started laying off thousands of federal workers.
Things are going to get bad.
35,000 jobs within 2 months. Have a job. I suggest you hold on to that thing because the job market right now is the worst that we've seen it in a very, very long time.
Something weird is happening.
What's happening is healthcare is going down the drain. That's why I advise healthcare workers to have a plan. So a lot of hospitals, it's possible. Why? Because they're going to feel the grunt of Medicare and Medicaid no longer having funding. So what happens when a patient comes to a hospital and they have a 10-day stay and their stay is $50,000, their insurance covers it. So what happens when someone who was formerly on Medicare or Medicaid or did not have insurance and they were going to be covered on Medicaid comes in and their hospital bill is $50,000? The hospital is going to eat that cost. The hospital cannot continue to eat these costs. They will go broke. And what happens when a hospital goes broke? It will close. Hospitals are businesses. They're built on a business model. It's not for the people. It's for profit. So you might be thinking, oh my God, but my hospital is so needed in this area. Like they're not going to close. Maybe these other hospitals, but my hospital is so needed. Like we have 400 beds and it's a level 2 and it saves and cares for all these people. Your hospital is a business. I worked at a hospital that was needed in the area that it was in. It had hundreds of beds. It was almost always full. The ED was slammed. Like you would think that this hospital would never close. Oh, it did close. And what you'll see is first they'll close L&D, then they'll close step down. They'll try to reduce the amount of nurses. They'll try to minimize the amount of floors. They're going to put pressure on you nurses to take more and more patients until that place closes. And then what happens when your hospital closes? The other surrounding hospitals feel it. So your ED wait time when you go in as a patient is no longer 10 minutes, it's now 40. And also why? Because a lot of people are not going to be getting primary care. You know how your kid has a little cold and you go to your doctor's office and they prescribe you something or they give you your management and that's that? People are no longer going to go for primary care because they don't have it. They're going to wait until their kid now has a major disease or problem, infection, and now they're in the ED. Things are going to get bad. If you watch this and think, oh, well, I don't work in healthcare, so it's not going to directly affect my job. And then in terms of me, I have a lot of money in insurance. Like I'm above this. You're not. As healthcare workers, we honor the law EMTALA. That means we serve anyone and everyone that walks through the doors, regardless of if you have insurance, money, if you're here legally, doesn't matter. We have to help you. So when you walk into that ED wait room and your wait time is 5 hours and you're like, oh my God, but I have money and I have insurance. Like, why aren't they covering me? And a homeless guy walked in and got a turkey sandwich and he said he had chest pain. Like, why is he before me? It's because we prioritize based off of healthcare needs, not money or insurance. So that's not going to matter. So if you sit in that ED waiting room for too long and God forbid something happens because you didn't get care immediately, are you going to care now? I'm not making this video to be dark or like scare anyone. This is just the reality that we're facing. So we might as well all just be aware.
So on the news yesterday, Jefferson Hospital came out with an announcement. The whole healthcare system, they have about 5 or 6 hospitals that they are laying off between 600 and 700 healthcare workers. There is no specific detail at this time as to what kind of workers those are. They say it makes up about 1% of the workforce. But here is a fun statistic that I actually, of course, I do my research. Do you know the CEO, Dr. Joseph Cacchione, made his salary was $5.38 million as of 2023. That was his yearly salary. I'm not saying this gentleman doesn't work hard. Okay, but I'm looking at what I make and what I know a lot of my friends make that work for Jefferson and similar healthcare fields. And we're the ones doing the care and bringing in the revenue and charging for services to healthcare providers. Those CEOs don't have the blood, sweat, and tears that we are seeing every day. And we're working off, and nothing that we make is reflecting cost of living increases. Okay, the fact that most of my friends can't even pay rent or buy a house. Okay, so what's wrong with this picture? They have reported, according to this article, a $1.95 million loss as of June 30th. That was the end of their fiscal year of 2025. And the CEO's salary is $5.38 million as of 2023. What's happening? What's going on here? Where's the disconnect? I mean, we all know healthcare is for profit, and that's where the biggest problem is. I've been seeing, the care go downhill so badly. We've been screaming for raises. There are no raises. I haven't had raises in years. So is anybody else a little disturbed?
Much worse. 35,000 private jobs, y'all. 35,000 private jobs from last month to this month have been lost. If you have a job, I suggest you hold on to that thing, because the job market right now is the worst that we've seen it in a very, very long time. When everybody thought things was going up, and people not talking about this, they sweeping this part underneath the rug. And I'm not talking about federal jobs. I'm not talking about all the loss from these federal workers that's going to be furloughed and the others going to be fired due to this government shutdown. I'm talking about just private sector jobs, y'all. Within a month's time, 35,000. Some of the numbers that they put out last month were incorrect, baby. 35,000 jobs within 2 months gone. Private jobs. Not to mention all these federal jobs that's about to be lost. So many people furloughed because of the government shutdown. Not to mention some of them are just going to lose their job. Y'all, this is a mess. And when I tell you, this is some of the roughest stuff I've seen in a very long time. And everybody talking about everything that don't matter except what we all should be paying attention to. Stay woke, man. Don't go to sleep. Stay woke. Bye, y'all.
I definitely have to show you guys something, because I'm sure you guys may have seen it. I post a link in the description, or not just the description, a link in my my description, also in my comments. Every video, I know you guys have been seeing it. And this is what that link is showing. And I want to show you guys this, because this is very important, because right now we're at critical times. And me, for years, I've known where the money's been, right? So this is me here. This is what I've been doing for years on Upwork. I've made well over 100,000 in earnings. I've worked this many hours. The last time I worked on Upwork was back in 2023. My last time working long-term was from April 2022 to July 2023. And I want to show you guys this about jobs being lost. But this is what you guys have to see. And I teach this for $100. And not only this, much more. I teach guys how to get the bag. I got to show you guys this. Look at this. This person is paying $100 per sale for making phone calls. That's what I do, right? So my experience shows the list of jobs that are available. Also, I have people trying to contact me to hire me right now. Now, take a look at this. They're willing to pay 100 per sale. This person is willing to pay 20 to 40 bucks an hour with commission. And when it says 30 plus, they're willing to hire you 40 hours a week, right? So a guy like me, I've been doing sales for so long, I'm most likely going to get that 40. With the commission, we're talking 100,000, right? The money is here. Also, they have customer service jobs, so many different things. And this is just one website. There's about at least 30 of them. Also, you can take your business online. See, this is the thing. What's going on in today's job market, you have to be independent. Meaning, for instance, if you don't get work here, you just don't get work here, right? But I say this. Right now in the job market, it's hard to get a job. Here, people are looking for people with experience. So if you have experience and it's needed, as you see here, sales are needed, high ticket closer, they want somebody to work 30 plus hours a week, 40 hours. This one here, appointment setter, $25. They're paying $50,000 with commission. We're talking about upwards of 100,000. Look, less than 30 hours a week, maybe 20 hours. The money is around. You just have to stop looking for it to come easy. That's what's wrong. So I know people say, oh, Jay, you being harsh. Like yesterday, I made a video and they said you're being harsh. And when I stated I was once on food stamps, not food stamps. Yeah, I was at one point in time. I received, what do you call it? What's it called? I forgot the name. I haven't received it so long. But I received food stamps, right? I had a card, but it wasn't forever. I was looking to bank on it forever. I barely spoke in a video with, oh, Jay, you're making fun. No, I'm not making fun. I'm going to show where the bag is at and how to get it. Let's continue.
Turned into permanent layoffs. Let me explain in 30 seconds or less. The Trump administration started laying off thousands of federal workers. And no, this is not furloughs. These are permanent layoffs called reductions in force. At least 4,000 federal workers got layoff notices. The biggest cuts from the Treasury Department and Health and Human Services, over 1,100 each. This is all according to a Justice Department filing in a federal court in San Francisco. In a press conference on October 10th, President Trump said the firings will be Democrat-oriented. Now, 2 major unions filed a lawsuit to block the firings. One union represents federal workers in Social Security and Homeland Security, and the other represents more of public workers like people who work in healthcare. They're calling these layoffs illegal, and they actually have a court hearing on Wednesday in San Francisco, so time will tell what happens with that. So there's a lot to unravel with this government shutdown. If you need some help navigating through it, I'm Brianna. I am an Emmy Award-winning anchor. I'm a native New Yorker, and I help navigate all the things from news, interesting headlines, pop culture. Let me know. I can help you navigate that. And if you have any other questions about the government shutdown, let me know.
I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna get out of here. Y'all making jokes about what's going on with the goddamn government. But the sad part about it is it's affecting more than just women and children. It's affecting the elderly people. You know, the elderly people that work 30, 40 years, put their time in on this earth and they already don't give a about them. Social Security check ain't worth money. Half fun, retire, have to go get another goddamn job at Walmart and Lowe's and mother CVS because it's not enough. They won't give them a $36 worth of mother food stamps, enough to buy a loaf of bread and a mother bologna. It's affecting a whole slew of people. And y'all running around with jokes. One day that won't be you. See, the old school people that's going down through there now, they was once us. Y'all be forgetting that one day you got to pray God give you the glory to live to see the ages that these people have gotten to. Because I pray to God he let me see it. You work on this earth 30, 40 years, and then when you retire on your job, they don't want to give you. So all you ain't putting that in, you better get going. Or that $900 something or whatever y'all getting y'all state of check, it ain't going to be a no. What's going on with the government affecting a lot of people? And some of y'all don't give a about the elderly anyway, so y'all think it's funny. It ain't funny. Ain't nothing going on with what the doing funny. People working and not getting money. How would it feel if you had to go to work and they ain't pay your? Y'all better pull y'all stink out that everybody y'all down and could be you. You might hope want to be you if you make it to see that age. Y'all got to chill out and pray for people, especially if you okay right now. Because what's going on right now ain't going to always be what's up, baby. What goes up must come down. Why y'all got y'all head in the mother and nose up? Keep on making videos about what's going on with the government, and I'm going to keep coming back on here making my mother videos. Only thing about it, I ain't going to do no charity work. I ain't going to call your stinking name a bus catch.
This is the issue. See, and that's why I felt before I talk on a video, it's important that I show what I know and understand. You know, when people look for handouts, they get lazy, right? Or I'll tell it like this. I'll say it better, right? I was working. Last time I worked, I left work was around 2012. When I left and decided to come to the Philippines, I knew the system wasn't going to be, I knew it wasn't going to last forever. I knew the bubble was going to bust. Why? I've been in sales for so long. I understand how numbers work. I understand marketing. And so what that did was it made me think. And I said, all of those baby boomers, right? All of those pensions that we're giving to baby boomers was in masses. And I'll tell you who's receiving it. My father was a correction officer. My mother worked for the Federal Aviation Administration. Their benefits are set. They have no worries, right? Cobra's not shutting down. My pops is gone, but my mom's receives his benefits. And she's good. But still, I'm not making fun. I wouldn't dare make fun of people. That's why even yesterday, when I talked about the food stamps, I didn't, because I know how serious this is. But no matter what you're in, there's always a solution. As you said, you mentioned God. God will always provide a solution for you. You just have to look for it.
Employed people than there are jobs, and it hasn't been this way since 2021. People be acting like getting a job is so easy when there's been people that's been applying for years and are still unemployed. Too often and too frequent do people blame the lack of a job on laziness or the lack of effort for trying. People are trying, they just not hearing nothing back. And as someone who is employed, I've been unemployed before. I was applying to jobs for 6 months before I actually got a job. Getting a job is not like a thing that shouldn't just happen overnight. And I'm somebody who has 2 degrees. At the time of my unemployment, I had 1. So it doesn't even have anything to do with education. Even when you're qualified for the job, that don't mean you always get the job. Especially in 2025, people getting laid off left and right. So if you have a job or you have a way of providing a living for yourself, be gracious, be grateful, because it could always be you applying to get them benefits and submitting dozens of applications per day. It could always be you. Nobody willingly chooses to struggle unless they're a little bit obtuse. So give grace, because it's hard out here. If you are surviving, count your blessings.
And send them people to the house. He said, all right, I'm going to turn up the heat. And he done told y'all. He was like, look, either y'all go along with this or I'm firing everybody. He fired. That's what it is. He think that we are really in a reality TV show as the rifts began, and if you don't know what that means, it's a reduction in force. And he was like, he just getting started. He was like, oh, wait until y'all think, y'all think this is a game. Everybody at home. Now I don't know how they plan on getting anything done with nobody being there, and the only people y'all gonna lead is somebody that don't know what doing, so shit still ain't gonna get done. And the fact of the matter is, all these little lawsuits is about to just come through, just ping pow boom boom. It's gonna be a mess. It's gonna be a mess because Treasury Department, 1,446 people. Health and Human Services, 1,100 to 1,200 people. Look, I'm sorry, like. That mean applications ain't getting processed. That mean benefits ain't going out. A whole bunch of things. Approximately 442 from the Department of Housing. Commerce Department, approximately 315. Energy Department, about 187. And about 30 staffers from the EPA and about 126 patent office staffers. And then the Department of Homeland Security, they favorite. Child, they said nobody's safe. Nobody out here. Nobody. Get your key sweat on. 176. About 4,100 folk gone. Just sitting at the house now. Like, mind you, I was just at work this week. Now, of course, the unions have band together, and from last month, tried to file their lawsuit, and they were trying to get the judge to issue a stay or be like, hey, get him to chill out because, whoa, we supposed to be coming to court. And she was just like, well, I don't even think y'all could really prove this case or not. I don't even know. But she was like, the best I could do was move y'all up a day. That's all I got. Y'all, America's not a real place. This man out here talking about he gonna end just all the Democratic programs, like Republican people in these red states don't use any of them programs. But again, I don't know what's just a Democratic program. I mean, they don't be up here asking you when you use these programs. At least I didn't never heard that, whether or not you was a Democrat or a Republican. But hey, y'all better get your mans in them, cause child, the way this going. He said he ain't done. And some people have been put on notice that look, don't spread your stuff out on your desk. Go ahead and keep that in a nice neat pile, because you might need to get ready to scoop that on up. And then this man wonder why he ain't getting no Nobel Peace Prize, because you're out here being a silver cap kid and you're causing chaos everywhere. turn we get. Like, people's nervous system is towed the hell up. That's why them little Nobel Peace Prize people was over there talking all quiet at that damn podium. They was like, I know you They was like, sir, I don't give a damn if Jesus and 4 disciples came down here and put in a recommendation for you. Every day you out here doing something. Like, we tired and you ain't even doing it to us. Sit down. Just sit your down. Like, you can only laugh now because it's just like, God damn it. Every day this man has done. Y'all, we ain't even made it a goddamn year yet. Like, and you don't want to ask, like, what else? Because that might be like, home a week glue. And you gonna find the trapdoor to hell and go in it. Oh, God. Just laugh, y'all. You gotta laugh. America's not a real place, and we'll see what happens as the government doesn't turn next week. Everybody, okay, y'all ready? Inhale, release that. Because, God damn it.
You see, when she said America's not a real place, what she's explaining, really, and I show guys that. I show guys how you're living in a matrix. And I show guys that for only $100. It's amazing what you can learn. You don't have to go to college for. You can learn how to get around this, right? I show where the bag is at. And I'm not just lying to you so you can purchase what I'm doing. It's only $100. So if you're facing something like this, definitely contact me.
Over 1,000 CDC employees were just laid off, and here's what no one's saying clearly enough. These were decisions, not forced shutdown furloughs. This wasn't some automatic government freeze. Leadership at the CDC and HHS chose to eliminate positions that included disease surveillance officers, immunization program staff, and even the people who publish the MMWR. This is a weekly report that tracks new and emerging health threats. These are the teams that catch outbreaks early, trace infections, and push out guidance when something new starts spreading. When they're gone, it's not just a paperwork problem, it's a time problem. That delay between detection and response is how localized outbreaks become national headlines. Cutting this workforce by choice during a shutdown basically cripples our public health defense system at the exact moment it's most vulnerable. There are fewer epidemiologists monitoring new infections, fewer scientists tracking vaccine data, and fewer analysts checking for clusters of illnesses that could signal that something is dangerous. For patients, it means slower alerts, slower vaccine guidance, and slower responses from hospitals that depend on those updates to prepare. When the information flow breaks, patients pay for it, literally, in their health outcomes. So this isn't about politics. It's about whether we can still count on the system that's supposed to warn us before the next pandemic starts. As a nurse, I can tell you prevention saves lives long before treatment does. When you cut prevention, you gamble with every patient in the country.
Someone commented on one of my posts and was like, why is it that if a woman decides to keep her social media for herself, if she decides not to post her romantic partner, why is the assumption always automatically that this woman is single or unhappy in her love life? Baby, I have not posted a man on any social media page since before 2010. I have been loved very well in that time. But this is my page. I made up my mind I wasn't going to post the man until I was married. But now the more I think of it, I'm like, is it by force? Must I post? Must I post him? I love that my social media from the beginning has been a Fumi Stan account. Like, I have been making content since I was 22 years old. And it's just this very pure time capsule and almost tribute to the woman that I was, the woman I became, and the woman I'm still becoming. Why is that so hard for people to understand?
Okay, here's the thing. I really do want to better understand the perspective of not posting your man until you're engaged, because that has been increasingly more popular over the last several years from women. And I don't know, I just kind of feel like that's a cheater's dream. Because a lot of the reasoning that I hear behind it is women saying, like, I don't want to be embarrassed. Oh, if I post him, I don't want somebody coming to me as a woman. And it's just like, if you genuinely think that there is a high probability that that will happen with your person, don't you want to know before you get to the point of like being engaged? I don't know. Because personally, I've now heard of not one, but two instances where women have found out that their partner cheated within a week or days of getting married. And because of the pressure of that timeline, like where you are, what you've committed, everything you've invested into that point, they go through with it. So to me, it just seems like, wouldn't you want to know earlier rather than later that that is somebody who is not faithful? Why would you want to wait until you are deeply emotionally invested before, if you think that that is, if that's the reason and you think that that's, you know, going to be an issue? I really kind of don't get it.
I understand. It's slim pickings out here. These ladies want to have a man. They don't want to be alone. Nobody wants to be alone, right? And they figure, I might as well keep the garbage I have. A lot of ladies are satisfied with that garbage, that guy that digs the back out, makes him squirt. That's all that matters. Seriously, they go to work, come home, go to work, come home, once again, once again, I'm going to work lightheaded that day. And they go to work cool, calm, collective. They're centered. They go posting that man. People respond, oh, I know him. They lose him. Now they have to break up with him. Why? What for? And that's not right, because that's why all of these diseases are running rampant. Just like the last lady said. They're going to need the CDC for that, right?
I just watched this video of this girl talking about Black women need to like release themselves of the shackles of not posting their relationships. And I agree to a certain extent, but I want to offer a different perspective, because I think a lot of the reasons within the Black community relationships don't get posted is because exclusivity tends to be an issue, at least within the Black community. So, for example, for comparing it, I guess, quote unquote, to the white community, right? They go on a few dates and then they become boyfriend, girlfriend, right? And it's very evident. They post them online. This is my boyfriend. This is my girlfriend, yada, yada, right? It's very clear where the line is or where they stand. I feel in the Black community, it tends to be this long, dragged out talking stage that I guess somehow becomes exclusive at some point, somewhere, but you're otherwise in this talking stage where there's no real confirmation of where you stand with this person, and there's also no confidence behind that. So it's like, what do I look like posting this person who's never actually made it official with me? Like, there are men out there that will sit there and say, hey, will you be in a relationship with me? Like, will you be my girlfriend, right? Or, hey, we're exclusive. But I feel more often than not, it's a lot of the whole, well, you know, I don't really like the labels, or like, why we got to put a label on it? We're good where we're at. And I think that is more of the root reason as to why women don't really post their relationships. Yes, there's privacy aspect of it, but I think that's the other side. And I feel like if we can change that, then that would change the confidence behind wanting to post that, and the shame of will go away of like feeling like if I post them, will all this stuff come out the woodworks, right? Because at least you have that confidence that this person is like exclusively for you, you know?
Yeah, that's definitely going to happen when you go for the guy. You know the guy everybody wants. You know. Your friend is looking at him like, oh yeah, I'd take him down. You need to be worried. A lot of times, the guy you desire that's over 6 feet, I'm not saying that you're like that, because I don't know her, right? She may be fine with a guy 5 something. In that case, you're dealing with a guy that's a player, move on. If a guy says, oh, I want to keep it how it is, says that too many times, you have to use your discernment. Be smart. Don't be a retard. I feel like Eminem. Somebody that messed with Dee Barnes? I don't know. Let's move on.
Social media is not for the weak. Meaning that you have to be strong. Y'all have to be like if you just, getting to know someone, y'all been dating for like let's say about 5 years, something like that. Maybe not 5. 5 might be a little bit too much. I don't know. But honestly, like these new couples that want to jump to the YouTube and the TikTok and all that, slow down. Hold up. Y'all barely know each other. Now y'all letting everyone else know y'all too. Y'all inviting other people in y'all business. It get real messy. It be too much. And then God forbid when y'all break up. The aftermath be way too much. Like, no. Or another thing is, you never just want people to know you for being with somebody else. You don't want everything you post, someone try to connect it to another person. Like, you could be mad because they forgot the corn in your Chipotle bowl. They're talking about, oh, what he do? Oh, what she do? Is y'all good? No, me and Chipotle not good. What the my corn? Like, what the fuck? And I done it before. It was fun. It was cool. It was cute. But it just be like... be too much. Like, it's really weird because people really be obsessed with couples, and I ain't gonna hold you, I be liking couples too, but in a positive way. I don't be trying to be in their drama, their mess and all that. I like seeing people happy. I just love like love is cute. I'm secretly fake like I love a girl. Shh, don't tell nobody. But a lot of people look at couples, especially people I feel like that don't have it in their real life, they need to see y'all together. Like that couple become their whole everything. Like, they obsessed. They need y'all to be together. They want to make sure y'all good in a really weird parasocial way. And it just be too much. They be too nosy. They be just in y'all business. And like I said, every little thing, they trying to read between the lines and find something out. And it just be way too much. And then it's the people that be trying to have your person because they see them with you. And then they get curious. Like, they see you doing. And they get super curious. Or another thing is, with couples, like social media, online couples, they showing certain things. So people assuming things based on what they see, not really knowing what's going on behind closed doors. Like, you might see one person buying stuff for another person. The other person might not be posting that type of content. So now you think the other person not doing for them. Who said that? It just be really messy. And I hate to see it. Like, I hate to see couples break up and then get all messy and then all the... But it's really like treacherous waters. Like, you gotta tread lightly with that social media, because yeah. Then once it's online forever. Like, they always go back and people just be attached to that. Like, it be 3 years later, you got a whole new man and kids. They be like, oh, I remember when you was with so I wish you was still with them. Y'all was so cute. What?
Ever stand on this hill right here? I will never post my boyfriend ever. Now, my last man, y'all ran through him like a Tomb Raider. My new man, no. The most y'all don't get is his arm, the bicep, tricep, whatever, a finger, a toe, the chin. Y'all are not getting full-blown pictures of my man anymore. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it. It's always when you with somebody, everybody want him. Now, when he's single and he all by himself, don't nobody try to holler at him. Mm-hmm. Women be making the man so much, especially when you that it girl, when you that girl or something like that, whatever they call a child. You're going to always be the target. It's not even you. At this point, half the time I'll be in love with me and not the man. Because the way that y'all be tearing up these men, child, will never, I'm not posting. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Even when I get married, guess what you gonna see? The back of his head, my ring, bling bling, like Nene said, bling bling. Bees is mad, because that's all it's gonna be. Ring in the back of his head. You don't need to know who he is. Only close friends and close family need to know who your man is.
Gotta be careful with that too.
Ain't no secret, ain't no mystery. I just feel like y'all should know. People cannot destroy what they don't know. That goes for any life lesson that you got going on. They destroying it because they know so much about it. They know so much about you. When they don't know anything about what you got going on next, who you dating, who you talking to, or whatever, then they can't ruin what they don't know. Take that in stride. Take that and listen to that and say, you know what? I'm not going to put my business out there no more, because people going to be listening. People watching you. Keep your mouth closed and don't push your man.
Answer's coming.